Alright, welcome back to the single select experience. This is episode 5. When we left off, we were kind of suffering in piss hell. For this episode, we are going to just try and get a better weapon. That's all we really need. We're pretty much good to start like fully experiencing the end game right now. So the goal is, last episode we had briefly talked about several options that we could have for our weapon. What we're really looking at is either ASS, Splendor, Divinity. We could also get an Acclaim from a Void. We could also, if we're really desperate, do Nests for the T13 or 12 Flail. But I'm not entirely sure how we're gonna go about like doing those unless it's like a Nexus pop. We could get a Sky Splitter from a Mountain Temple and have that be our way, or an event boss, and have that be our way of crawling into a. I forgot I have TP cooldown because I didn't know 3 on this server earlier. That could be our way of crawling into halls. We could just hope that they look the other way if I'm coming in with a Sky Splitter. So that's pretty much the plan for today. We're just gonna try and get off the ground. We're making pretty good headway on our fame and our general like character progression. I think if we don't die, we're pretty good to wrap this thing up in about 10 episodes. At this rate, I think I'm pretty good. Maybe a bit less, just, judging on like how much goes into each episode. Can I hit anything, please? Hello? But yeah, we'll play it by ear and we'll hope for the best. Oh, well, all right, we're done. Immediately the episode goal is over. So now we can look at doing voids for an acclaim. We could also try and get a no, we don't have anything useful there. We could also, yeah. Okay, I'm actually really impressed at how easy that was. This is the set. Anyways, this is the second episode in a row where we have started the episode with some immediate change. Last episode it was, well, me dying. Great, honestly, our set's looking pretty solid now. We're basically barring, the severe. Oh, hello. I rarely get B armors from these things. Barring the severe. Oh, and it's enchantable. The severe fame loss between the two episodes. We're basically up to where we were. Like, it's like nothing happened. I mean, we lose the XHP, but we gain a Mercy's Bane and a T5 shield. So there's generally a will to live. I mean, you can make an argument our set would be substantially better right now, if not for the fact that we had died. But, we are technically 2-4. A lot of servers count the fully exalted skin as 1-4. So I think Holy Crew does, and they've been doing a lot of 2-4 shatters. So I'd like to try and crawl my way into that. Also, because Null is extremely dead, looking like it's going to be a small run, which is a good chance at a weapon. I'm currently in the middle of editing the second episode. I got on to do this real quick. I'm probably going to step away after this just to go and quickly wrap that up. I'm basically done. It's pretty short editing these things. It's looking like it's going to be about half an hour, but you already know that by this point. But just, it's good to give an update on like where I am with these sorts of projects. Yeah, it's looking like it's going to end up being daily uploads, which obviously you'll know that by the time this comes out. So, nice. When would this come out then? It's 6 days. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to wrap this series up by the time I would like start Paladin. So I may upload the Paladin either after this series is over or like on the same day. I could alternate their uploads until the other series is over. That's another option. Like I could alternate daily uploads until I'm wrapping up the single select, but that'll only be for about like what 4 or 5 days tops. By that point, we still don't have a snake ring. By the way, we should probably go fix that. But yeah, it's looking like that's probably going to be how this shapes up. When I start the Paladin, I'm probably just gonna end up alternating the uploads. Also, we've only done what, like 5 snake pits. It makes sense that we wouldn't have a snake eye ring yet because I'm typically really unlucky with this. But I'd like to nip this in the bud. I got a white. What are the odds it's a sea sword? What are the odds I don't take that? I guess I'll pick it up. Ice Blast. Neat. This is like the second one I've gotten. Interesting. Miasma Stagger. Yeah, you don't see that often. Cool. That sucks. I'm not willing to replace Mercy's Bane with this, but I'd really fucking like to use a Colo Shield. Oh well. I knew it would happen eventually. That's fine. I'm saying this now. I will not shoot post Celestial, and I will get a fucking Divinity. I don't know. I'm schizo. All right, let's see if it actually. I fucking leeching post celestial managed me an item. No, I shoot during this. Red bag, it worked. Well. I got a red bag. That's the first fucking red bag I've had since the annihilation. I have not had a necrofish in a really long time. Cool. Not complaining. I'm in a void right now, and there's a security standing still in the spawn room. I'm gonna put this out into the universe. There is no fucking way I do not get kicked here. On granny, I'm about to fucking get removed from this void. I need a better sword. God. Oh no. It's already happening. People are starting to get moved. It's my turn soon. I fucking hate pub halls! They're such a dog shit server! Holy shit, I have a fucking Mercy's Bane and I'm fully exalted! Why the fuck do you kick me for a sky splitter? Fucking ridiculous. Okay, they didn't suspend me, they warned me. Honestly, good enough. But at the same time, go fuck yourself, I guess. I don't know. I mean, also, yeah, 10% damage bonus. Hang on. You know what? We're pulling this shit up. Acclaim, RotMG. I'm 90% sure that Acclaim does less than this because it's 5% damage between. It's 5 damage between 220, 275, 231, 297. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Holy shit. Shut the lights. I do more damage than an Acclaim. I outdamage Acclaim with the Sky Splitter. Shut the lights. I'm better than you. Some fucking little jerkweed is going to be in my comments. Oh, you should have asked for permission. I'd rather die standing than live kneeling, bitch. Jesus Christ. Hey, we had talked about this in... I don't remember when it was. Was it the bingo video? And it said, I'm curious about if anyone's a longtime fan. That's really interesting. And also, by the way, that's a name I recognize. There's a lot, I think I mentioned it then. There are like a handful of names that I will just recognize instantly because they're people who I've been like talking to and have messaged me for like years. There are just some names where I'm like, yeah, I know you just because of how much like I've seen you message me or we've like talked directly. So I think it's always just really interesting to think about. It's hard for me to wrap my head around, to be honest. I mean, I've been doing this. Oh God, when did I start? Hang on. I think I would have been 14. February 3rd, 2018. So I would have been, yeah, like 16, I think, or 15. Holy shit. That would have been freshman year of high school? Wouldn't it have been? Because I graduated college or high school in 2020. So that would have been, yeah, like my sophomore year or whatever. I don't know. I'm always really shit at that math for some reason. It's like comically bad at it. Either way. Yeah, I mean, fuck, I just graduated college 2 weeks ago. That really does my fucking head in. Holy shit. Yeah, it's really weird for me to think about just how long I've been doing this. And like, just fucking wild. Jesus Christ. I mean, also just how much the game has changed since then. Lost Halls came out in August of 2017. Lost Halls came out like 6 or 7 months before I started doing YouTube. Holy shit. Lost Halls came out like half a year or whatever and some change before I started doing YouTube. And this is where the game is at now, and this is where I'm at with the game now. Holy fuck. That hurts my head. Any longtime player could probably tell you something very similar. They'll talk about like resurrection amulets and shit like that. Oh my god. Wow, that's something. What if... Oh god, another fucking layer of Draconis. What if we went for the Phoenix armor? That thing doesn't drop. Holy shit. Oh, no, I didn't. I graduated in 2021. Holy shit, I'm fucking terrible. I was gonna say, like, that felt wrong. I started senior year of high school in 2021. Or 2020. Holy shit. I ended it in May of 2021. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Because I was like, I was only in college for 2.5 years because I entered with a bunch of like advanced placement credits from high school. And last semester I did 24 credits, which was horrible. Don't ever fucking do that to yourself. I was very busy and very tired. um, yeah, that's really interesting. Like thinking about that sort of passage. Fire armor 321, worth a shot. That's an interesting idea. He had suggested a UT bingo where me and another person race to like complete a row of UTs. Yeah, I was thinking my first thought went like end game shit. Honestly, yeah, like a mix of like easy and hard ones. That would be interesting. I wonder what class would be best for that. Um, you could do it as a one-off video, honestly, and like do a see who completes like an ST set first. That would be interesting, like the Lich ST set or like the Manor Rogue or the UT preset, and just like have it be a one-off video where you're just running around a realm with someone else. That would be interesting. Okay, yeah, I'll have to see. Who would I do that with though? Which one of my guildmates are dumb enough to do that with me? Waste an entire day on that. Hmm. More than there should be. You know what I really think would be the world's like cruelest joke? I've done comfortably maybe about 10,000 O3s. I'd say, especially between all my new accounts and shit like that, and just like across puberty, I think I've done close to 10,000 O3s. Now, you think that would mean I would have more characters exalted, but I don't know. Lazy bitch, I guess. That's my set at the end of the run. The cruelest fucking joke I can imagine is if, because I've never had a double white, not once. If this was the one character that gave me a double white from O3, that would be fucking cruel. Alright, 10th O3 of the character, I think, anyways. I'm gonna assume it is. Let's see if we get anything. We have a void chest to pop after this, so, maybe we, get something. I think that's a red bag. Yeah, okay. There's always going to be someone with some worse story about how they've gone, like 80 runs and gotten nothing, which, by the way, if you go 80 runs and you get nothing, I would probably just quit the game at that point. But, here's what's going to be interesting. If this gives us a Colo Shield and an Acclaim, because Colo Shield isn't from the dungeon, Acclaim is. So Acclaim is our one item. How about nothing? Okay. That's actually what I really wanted instead of, something useful. Holy shit! This sucks! Why are we... If it's DC, no. I mean, we got the Mercies. We got the Mercies Bane. But right now, if we didn't, this would be our set. I guess we'd have... have we gotten an Abyssal from anything? I mean, I would have picked it up. Our set would be fucking 2014. Oh, this would have been a good PB in like 2014. No, like 2013. Okay, our characters, it's not bad. We're only at 4,500 fame, but also we've done 10 O3s. And I mean, I would be more thrilled if we had gotten a single red bag. Well, more than just one. 1 in 10's not. I mean, it's not the worst odds. Also just not very good. Hard mode. This could max our defense. 1 and 2. Okay. Lol. I guess we 8-8. I mean, it doesn't matter, but cool. We do also, obviously, our loot boost won't make it, but we do now have a chance at our 1 shatters item. Smile. Part of me does really think if I got a Chrysalis, I would... I don't know. Like, it's not a separate dungeon, but the hard mode, whatever. The hard mode, Nest and the Steamworks, holy shit, that's a dungeon. They're separate dungeons, and I feel like it would only be fair if the other hard mode dungeon was also its own dungeon. Obviously, if we don't get a Chrysalis, then it doesn't matter. But if we get a Chrysalis and I really want a Flail, I really want a Gravelord Flail or a Curus, we'll think about it. But I don't think I'm going to count as a separate dungeon, mainly because I don't think I'm going to get Chrysalis. What the fuck? I think I just angled my fucking head wrong. Alright, I'm not restarting that again. Holy shit. Oh well. Okay, I don't think I can't do that again. Holy shit, I'm so frustrated. That was so lame. I just angled myself so fucking poorly for that. I think that's the first time I've ever died to a first phase fire apocalypse. I've died to it before, like once or twice, and it's always like either it's second phase and I just, not really expecting it. That's so fucking lame. Holy shit, I was only half paying attention to my screen. That was so dumb. Okay, I can't do that again. I can't restart that. I think this is something I'm going to revisit at a future point. But I don't think I can do that again. Okay, the raid leader Nexus. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I mean, both of those characters were just so laughably poor. I think that's the huge problem. I think if I had a better set, I would have been fine restarting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, 5 episodes it's only about half of where I wanted it to be, but I'm okay with it being like a mini series because it gives me time to focus on my paladin in 6 days. I don't really know what I'm gonna do in the meantime. But yeah, I guess see if my fucking wireless will work better. Jesus, yeah, all day I've been having a lot of problems with that. It seems like a lot of people got parsed to the firewall, so I think I'm okay with the fact that I didn't survive it. That's what shiny chipper looks like. What the fuck? Okay, interesting. Yeah. I would be more upset about that. Oh, I didn't crack 4 million fame. That's kind of annoying. That's fine. I'd be more upset about that if my character was better, but I'd also be willing to restart if my character was better. But it's the fact that I did like 20 O3s between the two characters, like 25 O3s, and I had literally nothing to show for it. That's what frustrates me about that. But honestly, as an experience, I think that this was like incredibly positive. I think it would have been a lot more interesting if I could have rejected more items. Because the only thing that I really rejected was acclaim and Colo Shield, like on like 9 million acclaims that I kept getting. So honestly, my set would not have been that different. My set would have been acclaim, Colo, Mercy's Bane, and yeah, para HP if I was doing a normal night PPE. Which if I died on a night PPE like that in a hard mode shatters, I wouldn't feel the need to restart because I'm like I got somewhat far, but not far enough for me to like care about playing that again. I very rarely play the same character twice. So I think it like this was a bit of an odd exception. I did let's go pull up my realm. I did recently play Paladin twice. I'm not gonna bother with the cropping. Yep, there's these two guys. My Exalt only, a previous attempt at a Samurai. And yeah, on the 18th and the 14th, I had two different Paladins. And that's the only time I've really ever done a character twice. Both of them died in a hard mode shatters. This one was to an Ice Apocalypse because I wasn't really paying attention. And this one was a Patience because they PvP'd and I just died. But yeah, I don't really play the same character twice. I'd done Paladin twice there. That was tiered. The Night UPE. These were a previous video that I didn't upload. Necromancer. Yeah, looking through it, this is the previous Paladin series, Samurai. I do, like, behind the scenes, it's not that I haven't been doing PPEs. It's that I haven't had anything that has been, I don't remember this thing at all. I have characters that I do, or this, and, like, they don't go anywhere, so I don't, like, play on them at all. But yeah, I mean, it's always a little bit disappointing, especially to have something like this Samurai right here that goes super far, and then I die, and I'm like, I won't play Samurai again. That was the Dungeon Order experience. This right here, that's the Summoner. That thing died. I mentioned it at some point. Yeah, but it's really kind of difficult for me to play the same character twice, and it's impossible for me to play the same character 3 times. I won't do it. It's just I've been doing this for too long, and like the way I make content like impacts it. So I think honestly, this would be something that I would like to think about revisiting in the future. Um, I don't really know when. Maybe after the Paladin PPE, I may give this another try, and then just instead of like calling it like a new series, just calling it like episode 6. Yeah, because this was like it was a lot of fun to think about. Like, and I looked forward to like even if I was like doing something else, like I'd gone out to dinner and I was just sitting there, I was just thinking about it, which doesn't really happen that often. I don't really sit there like passively like thinking about my characters. I mean, unless it's something like this where I'm sitting here and I'm looking forward to playing Paladin, like I'm getting excited to play Paladin in like a week. But that doesn't really happen often. So I think this was such a breath of fresh air for me to sit there and be like, "Oh God, what if I just ran voids for an acclaim? Like I could get ASS from like a guardian, and then I could use that to get into halls, even if they technically don't allow it. But who cares? And I could go get an acclaim from void, and I'd finally have like good equipment, and I could start consistently running dungeons, and then maybe I could do Cogbolt Steamworks if they come up for the Cogbolt Cower Shield." And Atavistic Soul Saber. And I had things that I was like looking forward to doing, and I was like, God, if we just had a little bit more time, I could also think about like running Lauds, and I could run nests, and I think honestly, doing it in an environment like after my Paladin, where it doesn't really, I don't have anything else that I'm looking forward to, because I felt a deadline with this. I felt like I needed to get this done by the time the new season started, and I've like rushed myself with it. So I like that was like, holy shit, it is. Hang on, when did I start it? Because I uploaded it, I think the same day that I think it was the same day that I started. I think it was the 31st, wasn't it? Maybe. um but yeah, it was like I grinded that shit out, you know so I think it was incredibly refreshing to like want to do that, to want to sit here and like be super aggressive. Look at my internet dying again. Holy fuck. I work from home. I work at an insurance company, so I think that's about to be a huge problem tomorrow. Huh, okay. Anyways, yeah, it's just God, that was so fun. Like it wasn't fun because the game wasn't giving me anything, like drop wise. But I think the fact that I got like five acclaims, like six, maybe like six, between the two characters, and I had to keep being like, I can't use it, I can't use it, fuck, I can't take it. That's what I wanted this to be. I wanted it to be on a larger scale. I wanted to get like an Annihilation or like a UBHP and be like, I have to leave you behind. That sucks. But it was I didn't make many mistakes with it, which I was really impressed about. I didn't sit there and like accidentally like grab like a T3 flail or T3 shield and be like, shit. You know, I was pretty on top of it. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a really good experience. Quesarito. He's apparently done it before. He said that to me. I don't know if it was in a comment or like something he had DM'd me. I don't remember if it made it into an episode. But he's tried it before too. And like I said earlier in an earlier episode, if I could look at me rubber banding, I had said episode 2, I think it was, I really want to see somebody else do this. I'm so curious about what type of plays they would make. Like, I'd love to have someone DM me and be like, I'm doing the single select experience. I'm going to DC in about 5 seconds here. I'm doing the single select experience. Like, yeah, there it is. And I'd like look at their set, and be like, oh, where did you pick up the T13 staff? And they'd be like, oh, I got it from a void. Well, that makes sense. Like, oh, where the fuck did you get a T6 skull? Like, oh, I picked that up from, oh, I guess a wine cellar would be your only real like solid choice. I guess, just playing Necromancer, I guess, because I'm looking at it. I think that's just so interesting, seeing how other people's thought processes would work. Because there are some things that you would just take over everything else. But it's hard for me to not include like my personal biases. Like I would have picked up the T14 flail as my shadows item solely because I like the item. And someone else who, yeah, again, say you're playing Necromancer. If you don't like the T14 Spellblade, you might be more interested in picking up, say, like Crown or Mantle, or if you don't like Mantle, or fuck it, hell, your O3 item could be Vesture, and I'm interested in, I would love to see it on a class that uses mini bosses, because that was the one frustrating thing about this. Mini bosses, like as soon as I max life mana, it just didn't matter to me, They were entirely useless to me because I don't gain anything from them. Nothing they give me is worth O3 items. If I was playing something like Trickster, holy shit, that would be interesting. I guess it's kind of the same as O3, I'd imagine. Well, no, not really. It's much worse because, first off, O3 is useless to you. And what you'd have to choose between, like, say, like, for example, I don't know, a Dire Hatred as your item, the T14 Dagger from O3. Or you could go with Avarice, you'd go with Coin. I like Coin, personally. If you're playing Rogue, I think your O3 item would probably be Monocle. Yeah, it's so interesting. I'd really like to see this. All classes have arguments that you can make for certain items from certain dungeons. I struggle to think of a class that doesn't have anything. I think it'd be really interesting for characters that need Shatters items. Something like Samurai. Like, I was really torn for Shatters between Gravelord, Crown, and Curus. I really didn't know which one I would have taken. I still couldn't give an answer. I think Curus would probably be the item of choice, but it renders hard mode Shatters entirely worthless unless I saved my one swap for hard modes and I used the Curus, the invulnerability, to guarantee me successive hard modes because I'm still kind of shit at the patience. It's entirely psychological. I trip myself out with it all the fucking time. But you could use the Curus to complete the hard mode patience, get Chrysalis, and then, yeah, I guess replace it, and then use your armor Mercy's Bane, Escutcheon, and Culo Sword. Could be your set. Or Splendor from the Void, Escutcheon, Breastplate, Chrysalis. You have a lot of options. I think if I was doing this in a longer format, it would be really interesting to see how I would think about it. I think because I talked about doing it in like a montage style, like a PPE version. I don't think now that this character's only lived to like I need to like not do this for another like fucking 2 days. Like I can't like sit here and play Knight for a third time because I'm really frustrated. Like obviously you heard it like in my voice. I was really getting like actually fucking frustrated at how little stuff I was getting. If it was a normal PPE, obviously I'd be frustrated about it, but it's the fact that it was a commentary that I have to talk about it and I can't talk about getting nothing. There's only so many times that anyone wants to hear me say that, especially because throughout a lot of my commentary, I'm notorious for the fact that I complain too much. But I complain because I don't really know what else to say. I can't sit here and go, oh, Dire Hatred, damn. Oh, Dire Hatred, damn. I have to be a bit more expressive about it. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? I don't want a Dire Hatred, Even if I don't really mean it that much, I mean, if it was on my own, I'd be like, ugh, god damn it, Dire Hatred. But I think a lot of the problem with it comes from the fact that I am an endgame player, endgame adjacent, and this is the way I play the game. If it's not directly useful for my character, it's useless to me overall. Because, I mean, yeah, it's just how I play, I think it frustrates a lot of people who like don't have that mindset, which is fine, I don't blame them. Like, my vault's just full of a load of also all the fucking blueprints is like crazy. It's gotten a lot like worse, honestly. I've stopped having so many items, and I actually I wanted to keep what the fuck. Why do I have a tablet? What? I wanted to keep that knight, honestly, just as I needed a maxed character. I don't have a knight. Should I make one just to have? I mean, sure, fuck it, why not? Let me turn seasonal off. I mean, I don't think I have any max candies. Either way, I'm really rather disappointed about that. But I think overall that ends up being an incredibly positive experience that I'm like glad I had, and I'm glad I listened. Why do I have a Splendor? I think I meant to sell it for a Deca on a previous character for a dungeon key. That honestly makes the most sense. I'm never going to use this thing. Unless I do another like drinking video. And then I can see myself doing it. Let me actually, before I forget, let me transfer the Curus over so I don't like accidentally end up like wasting time forging one. But yeah, I mean that ended up being like a really like rad experience. Like I'm really, really fucking glad that when I saw the comment that I like decided to like listen and do that because it sounded interesting from the start. It like got my attention. And I think if I do it again in like a couple weeks, I think it's gonna be like a really fucking cool experience. I really want this paladin to go well, especially now because it's like holy shit. I don't want to like have another like 5 episode miniseries. I think I'm okay. Well, let me rephrase that. I want the paladin. Why do I have all 3 armors? That's so interesting. That never happens. I want the paladin to be a longer form. I don't really want it to only be like 3 or 4 episodes long. I want that to be like 10 or 12, or like a lot more than that, to be honest. I want it to be a longer form series because I fucking love paladin so much. Also, all the crap in here. Do I not have any max level? Oh my god. Okay, never mind. Um, yeah, I mean, I'll probably end up maxing this thing eventually. If I need it for like a video, if I do another drinking video, that was the thought behind it. But yeah, I'm frustrated about that. Obviously, I think I deserve to be frustrated about it. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. It sucks, but you know, it happens. I just made a really stupid mistake. But yeah, hopefully the Paladin comes out pretty well, and I guess the series will be uploaded by the time the Paladin starts, which like is pretty nice. And there's gonna be like a 2-day gap between this and the Paladin. So thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for watching them. Yeah, and I hope to see you all in about a week for the Paladin PP, the start of that. So I'll see you all later.